Hi there, welcome to my channel. It's been a long time since I've been on making a YouTube video and crafting. For those of you that don't know, I moved last December to a new state and into a much smaller house, therefore a much smaller craft room. And I've been having a heck of a time getting this craft room set up. Not anywhere near done, but just anxious to get back into crafting and making some videos again. So my friend Deb, who's Deb Hauk's Crafty Cottage here on YouTube, she's helping me get back into crafting. We're going to do a little series together. Doesn't really have a name other than we're going to alternate between making cards using floral images or dies, and then on the alternate weeks we'll do cards that are more masculine in style. So starting out with floral cards, I pulled out this die set from Altenew called Craft a Flower African Daisy. And it's a layering die set. I have it in these sleeves, but it came in this folder. And then these are the different dies. I've got to get some more sticky tape on there. On the back, it shows you the different pieces to put together to make each of the flowers. It makes 2 full-size flowers and then a bud, and then there are some dies to make some stems and leaves. There is a coloring guide. Altenew has some packages of gradient cardstocks, and I purchased those not because I needed more cardstock, but I just wanted to kind of use these as a guide for choosing cardstock in my stash that would blend together nicely. And so I did end up making the flowers using Cherry Blossom, Green Meadows, and Summer Afternoon from Altenew. And I made 2 each of the 3 different flowers. I have 1 flower left over, and that is, got a little bucket next to me trying to hold all my supplies, and that is this flower right here. This is the only one I haven't used from the 6 flowers that I made. But let me show you the cards that I made. So the first one is a slimline, and I believe this is 3 1/4 by 6 1/4. I used some strips of paper from the paper studio called Be Bold. It's a metallic paper. It has different prints in it. And then I used a technique that I just recently, it's an older technique, but I just recently discovered a video on YouTube. I think it's called Twisted Ribbon Technique, where you just take strips of paper, place one pattern diagonally in one way and the other pattern paper diagonally the other way, and it looks like that you twisted your ribbon onto your paper. And so here's one of the African daisies that I made that I placed on top. These gold strips along the side are sticker strips from Love from Lizzie. And then on the inside it's blank, no stamp sentiment yet. And then this was one of the buds that the flower set made. So I just stuck that on the left. Then I decided I would go ahead and make another card. And this was a card idea that I saw from Sam Kelcott, Mixed Up Crafts, and I believe it's called an easel card, a block style easel card. This is 6 by 6 in size, and here I used the 3 different flowers on there. This stamp, A Little Something to Brighten Your Day, is from an old paper pumpkin stamp set. And then the cardstocks that I used, for the flowers I used the Altenew gradient cardstocks, but for the card base and layers I used Stampin' Up cardstock. And then it opens up like this and sits up like an easel. I'll show you the inside. This is a layer for writing your message. And then this layer I just added with a embossing folder from Sizzix. I don't recall what the name of that embossing folder was. They didn't used to label what the embossing folders were way back when, and I was not smart enough to go ahead and label them on my own. So I have a lot of folders not labeled. But then I have some layering strips here, here, and on the bottom. So when you want to mail it or hand it to someone, it can be flat like this, and then they can pop it up and use it to display on their table. So that is my card share for this week. Please visit Deb and see what beautiful cards she came up with this week. We're not doing any set number. It's just whatever we feel like making, whatever flowers we want to use. Like I said, they could be stamped, they could be die cut, they could be a combination of both. You know, just whatever we felt like pulling out of our stash. Just kind of a way to get me crafting again and to get Deb paper crafting again too. So I'd like to thank you for joining me, and now I'm off to create.